Hello, Cancer. It's Maggie the Irish Gypsy bringing you your November 2024 mid-month general reading. We are looking at the second half of November here, and this reading is for you, the water sign of Cancer. Hope you're well. Thanks for being here. It's always a joy and a blessing to be able to be here creating these videos. You're part of that just by watching. Those of you who like, share, and subscribe and support my channel, thank you so much. You always have my gratitude. So, Cancer. Oh, and for those of you who will be celebrating Thanksgiving later this month, a happy Thanksgiving to you. I hope you have a blessed and safe holiday. So, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. This video is for you. Cross-watchers, if you're cross-watching for a Cancer, this video is for you too. It's still relevant and important. It's a general reading. Of course, it may resonate a little differently for everyone. Take what resonates for you. Leave the rest behind. If you know any of your other sign placements, your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North nodes, watch those videos as well. It can be helpful and give you kind of a bit of a different perspective or insight into your situation. If you find that something really does resonate with you and you'd like to take a deeper look at it, maybe pull the curtain back a bit and reach out for a personal reading with me for yourself or as a gift for someone else. We are entering the holiday seasons, and personal readings do make great gifts. Or you simply resonate with the reading style. If you're interested, you can email me, Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. You can see that contact information by clicking on the description of this video, clicking on the word more, and you'll see it there. I would love to hear from you, and I can usually get back to you pretty quickly, the same day or within 24 hours with more information. I do offer lots of different choices for reading options. I cover all areas of life, different types, lengths, costs, styles, spreads. I put a little something in there for everyone. And I'm pretty focused and diligent about the timely scheduling of personal readings, as this is all that I do. I do this full time. So if you're interested, email me. Okay. Cancer, our lovely crabs. Let's see what the second half of November is holding for you. For those of you who always like to know, I am using the Royal Deluxe Tarot, clarifying with the Gilded Tarot. I tend to use the same couple of decks for like a while, and then I'll switch and use other ones. Okay, we begin with the Six of Wands. Victory, recognition. Two of Wands, but there's a choice that comes with this. Do I want this? How badly do I want it? I feel like victory is at hand, at least, or knocking on the door here for some of you. Next, we have the Magician. Capable, charismatic, has all the skills, tools to manifest what he wants, because he's worked a long time to get to that place where he now knows how to, manage and combine the elements and what they actually represent, passion and intellect and emotion and hard work to make something happen. With the Hanging Man, a temporary self-sacrifice of inaction and a different perspective so that you can gain a different perspective, more information. This is Spirit directly, almost directly telling you to let go of the desire to control or manipulate the outcome of something and let it unfold as Spirit intends for it to unfold. Which can be difficult, right? When you want to charge out there and go, well, I know how this could, and I know how that could, and I could just do, But this is Spirit saying you've got to let go of wanting to control the outcome and let it unfold naturally. That's going to take a little bit of faith, but you know what? You're going to see things happen during this process too. Maybe things that you hadn't seen before, where you're going to go just rush forward and try and make an outcome that you think is best. Next, we have the Star, also a card based on faith, renewed, restored hope, faith, and optimism, putting one foot in front of the other, and above all, trusting in the universe, God, Spirit, angels, and guides, that they will bring you and create and have divine timing and orchestration at the right time, at the right place for what you need. With the Ace of Wands for this new beginning, don't give up hope. From the bottom of the deck, the overall energy and focus is the Three of Cups, which speaks of, emotional connections and the importance of emotional connections with particularly our friends, our social circle, our community. It feels like there's something in front of you that you could do, or you could take in a different direction, and it feels like whatever area of life this is, because this is a general reading, it could be a few different things for you guys, but Cancer, it feels like, especially looking at this Magician and the Six of Wands, it's like, I can do it. I know if I just do this, I can make this happen. And Spirit here is saying, don't give up on that. But this is a time where you can't force this outcome, or something may go awry here. You need to just hang tight for a minute and not take any action, because there may be things you don't know yet. Things are still unfolding. You need to let go and surrender to letting this unfold as Spirit deems fit. Don't give up. There's lots here about faith here with the Hanging Man and the Star. And it may be that with the Three of Cups, if you do the wrong thing or take the wrong action or the wrong stance or something, it may affect more than just you. It may affect a circle of friends. Let's take a look at that Three of Cups, or the community, or how you're viewed. If you just rush forward and go, well, I can make this happen, so I'm going to charge out there and do it. Excuse me. Three of Cups. The Fool, brand new beginnings, charging out there into the unknown, taking a risk, a leap of faith, maybe being a bit foolhardy, rushing forward too much. The Two of Swords and Judgment. Ooh, tough choices, tough decisions. It looks like there's some kind of significant decision you need to make. There's a choice in front of you. And that choice may have quite a significant impact on friends, your friendship group, your community, or how you're viewed there. So caution. I'm getting a real sense of caution here on what you choose and how you choose to do it, because what I'm getting here is just to hold the horses for a bit, because it feels like things are still playing out and you shouldn't act until after things are finished playing out, because by that time you may have different knowledge and a different perspective and a different viewpoint. The Magician thinks that he's like, okay, this is what I can do, and I know this is the best thing to do, and I know how to do this, and so I'm going to go forward and I'm going to do this thing. But we have the Moon, which speaks of not everything is completely clear. There are some things that aren't clear. There also might be some perhaps deep-seated fears that might be motivating you. Not everything is known here. It feels like, okay, I know this and I know how to do this and I know what I'm going to do and this, but you don't, Cancer. There's a sense here of Three of Cups. Yeah, not everything is known yet. You don't have all the facts and all the information in order to act just quite yet, or act in the right way, because I'm pretty certain if you went ahead and did the thing that you think is going to bring the outcome you want, it's going to have the opposite effect. You need to let this unfold a bit and just kind of sit back and watch. Magician and the Hanging Man. Three of Wands, the Five of Wands, and the Sun. Yeah, conflict here. For some of you, this issue or whatever this situation may be about your circle of friends, your friendship group, or your community in some way. It may be that there's some conflict or fighting or, petty rumors or gossip, rumor mongering, and it may be that you feel like, or it could be in another area of life, but it feels like your challenge is fighting this sense of, well, I know what I can do to deal with this, and I know what I can do to have this turn out the way that I want to. But again, it feels very much like you don't have the information yet. All of that you would need to know, because you're coming from a certain viewpoint based on what you've seen, what you see, and what you know right now. But I think if you wait and watch things play out and see how this plays out, and if it's about another person being a jerk or something like that, that will come to light, right? You got to give them enough rope, right? But I really feel like this is quite strongly about kind of hanging back. The star in the Ace of Wands says, it's kind of all... This is less of what's playing out and more like, well, this is what's playing out, but this is what Spirit's telling you all along the way. Look, things are going to work out in your favor if you just trust the process. Let the process unfold. Don't try and force it. Don't try and make a certain outcome. The right outcome will happen as it unfolds. Spirit's kind of in charge of that. Yeah, death, endings, transformations. The Five of Wands and Justice. Whatever is not right here, whatever that somebody else has done, or whatever you see is... the Five of Swords is winning at all costs, no matter what that cost is, no matter what you have to do, no matter what you have to compromise in terms of your own morals and ethics, whether it's you or whether it's somebody else. And Justice is reap what you sow. You can do that, but that will come out in the wash, right? So if this is somebody that's kind of being mean towards you, or I don't know, something... You're in conflict with another person and what they're doing is wrong, or, and you feel like it's wronged you and it's not right, let it just sit. It's not a question of accepting it. It's just about waiting for a minute, because what is done in this situation, if it's not done with a level of moral and ethics and honor, it will come out, because this is Spirit saying, look, winning at all costs, but justice will prevail in the end. So that's kind of a bit of a cautionary tale too. It may be that I'm getting kind of this two wrongs don't make a right. Just don't rush in and try and force an outcome. Let things play out, because they will, and the truth will come to light. Otherwise, you risk kind of making a dog's dinner out of the whole thing. Trust the process. Let this unfold as Spirit intends for it to. Because if you rush in, it may cause a split in, a community, a circle of friends, and you may find yourself kind of on the outside of that. Don't try to force an outcome. Spirit already has an outcome for this, and you just need to let it unfold. Interesting reading. It feels a little bit like Leo's too. I think sometimes I often pick up people who are on the cusp of Cancer and Leo. These are time frames that are right next to each other anyway, so kind of some overlapping energy here. All right, advice, guidance, feedback from Spirit. Magician again with the Queen of Cups, Temperance, and the Ten of Pentacles. So you're quite capable of navigating through this, but you need to know when to speak and when not to speak, when to act and when not to act. Remember that emotions are important here as well. Emotional connections are important, and being emotionally stable, and even withholding those emotions if the situation calls for it. Because it's all about balance and legacy here. Legacy meaning not necessarily in terms of money, but in what you have built up, like history, right? Because the Ten of Pentacles represents, long-term security and stability. It represents things, It's why it's often shows up for inheritance or legacy, because it represents something that's solid. But it's the reason it's solid is because there's a lot of time and effort and history and all of that went into building it up. And Temperance, is a card of balance, of staying in the middle of the seesaw and teeter-totter of life, and issues like conflict or other people or rumors or things like that. Those are like the outside arms. We can't control them, but we can control how we react to them. If we stay grounded in the center, knowing who we are, what we're about, not stooping to anybody else's level if they're acting at a lower level, learning how to adapt and adjust, but not leaving that center. That's how we maintain our balance. And that requires a certain amount of restraint, because the temptation is to leave that center and go tearing off over here and getting involved and making yourself all crazy or making the situation worse, right? So again, it feels like temperance and restraint is the name of the day here, Cancer. All right, I'm going to leave it there, Cancer. Those are your messages for the second half of November 2024. I hope they were useful to you, particularly those of you for whom it resonated, that it was give you some food for thought, or just validated what you're already thinking, what you're already feeling. If it did hit home for you and you'd like to take a deeper look and reach out for a personal reading with me for yourself or as a gift for someone else, or you simply like the reading style, again, if you're interested, email me, Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. You can click on the description of this video, click that word more, and you'll see that information there as well. I would be delighted to hear from you and to work with you. I will see you all in a couple of weeks for the next set of readings. Stay well, stay safe. Hope to see you back here again soon. And again, for those of you celebrating Thanksgiving later this month, happy Thanksgiving. Bye-bye.